People marry certain people, and you look at them and you go like, why did he marry her? Why did she marry him?
In relationship or in marriage, we all have strength and we all have weakness. The purpose of coming together with somebody is you've identified your weakness. That is the person's strength. So the person come in to complement your weakness. Look at what God said. It is not good for Adam to be alone. Let me bring him a helper. What a helper here is that you are weak in certain area. Adam doesn't need another Adam. Mm-hmm. God could have created another Adam. If helper, he could have created another helper. But things you can do, you don't need help on that areas.
Yeah.
I don't need another Adam. So your weakness is her strength. So when you meet somebody that complements your weakness, you settle for the person, regardless of how the person looks.
Okay.
You settle for that person. So if you're a young lady, your weakness is finance, and you meet a man who complements that, it doesn't matter how he looks or how old is he, you go in for that. Or if you're a guy, your weakness is something, and you find a lady that complements that. One of the reasons a lot of people settle down with is you find somebody who can complement your weakness. My other thing is we settle for people that understand us. Somebody can love you, but they don't understand you.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of divorces, broken marriages, if you ask the lady or the guy, they'll tell, I still love him, I still love her. It's just that we don't understand each other.
Yeah.
So you find people, you interact with people, but this particular lady kind of understands you. You find yourself drawing closer to the person, or he understands you. Before you made a comment, the guy already know. Like when you are in trouble, even if you don't speak, the guy could easily read. Oh, wow. You draw closer to that person. The third is availability. Availability. That's the person available. Like the things you want, the people you want, they are not available. Now, this is the only person available. So what do you do? Let me go in for the availability. Now, the fourth is, this one is very important. The state she is in or the state he is in. When a person is desperate, they settle for less. When you are in a state that you are very desperate, you have no patience to wait for what really belongs to you. So I will encourage people, don't be too desperate, or else you settle for less than what you actually deserve. And my last one is interest. They share the same interest. Look, nothing frustrates a man or a woman like, a man, you have interest, and your woman doesn't share that interest. If you find another lady that share that interest, if you're not careful, if you don't marry her, you cheat. You get it? So if you love sports, and your woman don't like it, and you go to sporting activities and you find ladies that loves it, you fell in love. If you love personal development, motivation, business, and your guy is not interested in that, when you go to a place where a guy is interested, when you are interested in something, people say communication. What do you want to talk about? It's not things you have interest in.
Yeah.
So you and this guy don't have any, you don't share interest. Now there's another guy who is not your husband or who is not your lady that share your interest. You end up spending more time with the person. So I have several, but I'll settle on these 5. These are the 5 reasons why a lot of people go in for marriage. As we continue, I'll be adding. You see, marriage is about sacrifice. Mm-hmm. You look for somebody who is willing to sacrifice for you. Sometimes you see the person beauty, but they're not willing to sacrifice for you.
That's true.
Or you see the guy handsome, but there's somebody who is not as handsome, but he's willing to sacrifice. So to what extent is this person willing to sacrifice for me is very important. And you see, sometimes you can bring that best in the lady. Mm-hmm. Some ladies possess certain character they don't even know they have.
Exactly.
And some men possess certain character they don't know they have. Mm-hmm. It takes the woman
to bring it
out.
To
bring the king in that person or to bring the queen in that person. How long are people patient with one another? So it depends the state the person is. So, and this Sister Fatima made a very important point. You see, Barack Obama was not rich when Michelle Obama met him. Mm-hmm. In fact, I saw their pictures when they were suffering. So marrying for status, we must be careful. If somebody is poor today, doesn't mean he's going to be poor forever. Do you know who he will be tomorrow? I mean, most of the rich people, they were not just born rich. These are self-made guys. And who even told you the fact that the person is rich, he inherits from the parents, he will continue to be like that? There are a lot of rich people. Do you know how they ended? Cocaine stick their bodies. So we must be very, very careful. Now, somebody will say, always you speak good about, is it that she doesn't have weakness? She has, but don't focus on that. What you focus on, you attract. If you're always looking for the bad, negative compromise, you see a lot of it. If you tell a child, don't look for a blue color, they start looking for blue color. Whatever you focus on, that is what you are attracting. And if you focus on the good nature of it, you bring it. Sometimes, if, like some people want a person just like them, but then your weakness is also her weakness. Your strength is also her strength. So now who will complement who? So if you're a lazy guy, you marry another lazy lady. Or if you're a very stingy lady or a stingy guy and you marry a stingy person. If you're very hardworking and you marry another hardworking. So I think we have to learn how to balance it. Yeah. It's very, very important. Yes, I've realized that, look, the purpose of marriage is to complement your weakness. God made Adam and said, it's not good for this man to be alone. Let me make him a helper. He should have made another man. But Adam doesn't need another man. Eve don't need another Eve. A helper is somebody who supplements your weakness. So there are certain things in your spouse you tolerate, certain things you forgive them.
Yeah.
There are things you forgive, there are things you tolerate. So the reason for forgiveness is that she will not do it again or he will not do it again. Mm-hmm. The tolerance is that she will do it again. Like that is who she is.
You just have to adjust.
So you learn to tolerate them. Tolerance. Because if you said, I've forgiven you and she do it again, you forgive, she do. How long can you continue forgiving?
Yeah.
But if you know these are the characters I can forgive my spouse and these are the characters I need to tolerate. As I said, my spouse, she loves to talk. She has a lot of things. I think it's a woman thing. They love to although there are exceptions.
Yeah, they are.
But basically, women loves to talk about their issues. And she need that listening ear. I was listening to Bishop Oyedepo. He said one thing that helped he and the wife over 40-something years is that he just need to listen to his spouse. That's all what she needed. But sometimes we guys feel attacked. We feel belittled. We feel like she doesn't, she's too complaining and other things. These are some of the problems. So sometimes it's how the woman approach the man. Mm-hmm. When she's just hurt, she just communicate. But I have to let her know, Queen, when you speak this way, understands you need a listening ear. But I'm also human, I have emotions. So do it this way. So next time when she calls, she has a logical way of presenting it. But if you want that one to, a man will not listen. So some of the men inability to listen depends on how the woman do the communication, the tone, the attitude, the timing. All these things are at goal. Success is not material. It's the person you are becoming. Because the person you become can help you to be able to sustain that material, even have more of it. If you have a bad character as a woman or as a man, work on changing that. There are those you can change. Some are just you. Don't change that. But those you can change, improve upon that. But if you keep on changing girlfriend, or boyfriend, if you don't change that character, even the fourth guy, you will leave. The fifth guy will leave. The sixth girl will leave. So I have a course, I know, change yourself and change. That was our first seminar.
Yes,
change yourself and change your life. Yourself create your life. If you don't change yourself, you cannot change your life. If you want to change your hair, change your clothing, change your boyfriend, if you don't change yourself. So there are certain characters you can change. There are certain you cannot change. The Inusa in when I was 13 years, it's not the same Innocent here. There are a lot of improvement I have to make. There are a lot of bad characters I have to let go. There are a lot of negative thinking I have to let them go. I used to have a certain mentality about women that influenced me to act certain way. Today, I'm 12 years in my marriage. I've developed a complete different mindset. That is why 8-year child, how to relate to your son, all these things. But there are certain things that is me. My wife must compromise with that. I can't change that. I've tried. I can't change it. That is who I am. So there are things that can be changed and there are things that cannot be changed.
Wow.
So those that cannot be changed, you don't forgive. Because if you forgive somebody and they continue doing, it will break you. You tolerate them. And there are things of my spouse, I tolerate them. So even now, when you tolerate something and she does it, you just laugh at it. And for you, that is just who you are. But for you, that is how you are. Now, one way to learn to tolerate that thing, just say, for you, that is how you are. Your brain psychologically, you feel okay. But if you don't want to accept that is who the person is, you kill yourself. Acceptance is key. Once you accept that is who the person is, you learn to fall in love with the person.
Wow.
Yeah. Compromise must be in relationship.